baby, let me know if you wanna eat. She like, you already know, just put your girl on flip. I'm like, cool, I can do that, boo. What you want, some shoes? Jimmy Choo, with a handbag too. Red up, baby, boo, she get the smell. She ain't used to this, she ain't used to this. I'm just letting.
Investigation is called to give an independent review of a deadly shooting where an off-duty City of Atlanta police officer fired shots.
Well, it happened early this morning on Trinity Avenue, and tonight at least 3 people are dead. CBS 46's Barmel Lyons is live tonight near where it happened. Barmel?
Yeah, Rick and Sean, according to GBI, rapper King Von and his group were at Opium Nightclub before making their way here to Monaco Hookah Lounge, then to the parking lot where chaos ensued.
It hurt us. It hurt us a lot. I cried. Some of my friends cried. He had a big influence on us, a really big influence.
26-year-old Devon Bennett, also known as rapper King Von.
He won't be back on the streets, he home. Everyone that he love, they gon' be gone.
Shot and killed after a deadly fight erupted in front of Monaco Hookah Lounge. 2 men approached King Von and his group in the parking lot, and an argument ensued. The argument quickly escalating to a shootout between the 2 groups. Rapper Maximilian says he was there when it all went down.
It was like a lot of chaos. You just heard the shots ring. I was like, rah, rah. You know what I'm saying? There was a few people moving around. But at the same time, like, with stuff like that, you're trying to get out the way because you're trying not to get hit.
Believe it or not, this all playing out right in front of 2 Atlanta police officers.
One of them was actually inside his patrol car, or next to his patrol car with his blue lights on.
APD responding, attempting to stop the shooting, but it was too late.
Get hit. Like the one officer that did respond, he tried to protect himself and stop what was going on. It didn't go like that. You feel me?
6 men shot, King Von and 2 others dead. 3 injured and being treated at the hospital.
On some real stuff, y'all just keep King Von alive, man. Don't let him die just because he dead. Don't mean he dead. Keep him alive. King Von to the end, y'all. King Von to the end.
Old man named Timothy Leaks is reportedly facing felony murder charges in connection with the death of King Von. Police say the rapper was shot after an argument broke out between 2 groups of men in the parking lot of a lounge in Atlanta, and the argument escalated into gunfire between the groups. The Georgia Bureau of Investigation says 2 off-duty Atlanta police officers were working a second security job nearby and responded to the shooting along with 1 APD officer who was on duty. 1 on-duty and 1 off-duty officer.
I be with Davis and yeah, I mean it. Get too high, gotta flush my kidney. Gotta mind my business. Call from the feds, they run up your minute. Watch these, they'll do it for an image. Tryna turn me a stripper. I don't trust niggas all around my crushed up faces, bust down M. Can't trust twice cause it ain't that simple. 10 toes down, I ride for my when you ride through the rack, gotta look through the mirrors. He got caught cause I know he didn't. You know damn well you can't duck them switches. You gotta shoot for cause that be glitchy. I miss my dog, gotta stay out my feelings. Miss my dog, gotta stay out my love my block and I love my city, we call.
Investigators say the apparent target of this deadly gunfire, a rapper from the Atlanta area. They say a pretty well-known rapper, too, in this area, along with a second person in this black Cadillac Escalade. May have been a relative, may have been a member of his entourage. We don't know, but it's that second person, not the rapper, but the second person who was hit by gunfire, dies from the gunfire. Let's get right into it. Mike, you'll give you a look. The gas station here, this is right across the street from the busy Beverly Center on La Cienega. See all that broken glass there? That's where the Escalade is parked. They're getting gas when all of a sudden the windows are blown out by gunfire. They're under attack by bullets flying all over the place. To the left, Mike, you'll give you a look. See all those white evidence markers on the ground? Each one of those is by a shell casing. Gives you an idea how many rounds are fired. Police say in that alleyway, the white vehicle pulls up. 3 men get out, and they start firing at will, blasting away, targeting that black SUV, the rapper, and his second person inside. Up top, Sky Fox, a better look at this area so you can imagine the chaos here. It's right across the street, catty corner from the busy Beverly Center. About 5:30, 5:40 in the afternoon, rush hour traffic going by on La Cienega. Shoppers at the Beverly Center, and you have bullets flying like crazy here. 3 gunmen firing at will at that black SUV. Hits several times, and they drive off trying to make a getaway to get away from the bullets that are flying. Some more video now, ground video, gives you an idea of how this plays out. So once that SUV is hit by the gunfire, they take off, they hit the gas, and they drive a few blocks away into West Hollywood. They wind up stopping over at Santa Monica and San Vicente, right in the very heart of West Hollywood. You know, over there by the sheriff's station, also by the West Hollywood Park. They pull over there because the wounds to the man who was hit inside the Escalade 2 severe. severe. He's bleeding. They pull over. 911 is called. Paramedics rush in. They take the injured man who's hit by gunfire to the ER. He does not make it, does not survive. So that area now in West Hollywood, also very busy, as you can imagine, on a Friday night, late summer. That is all tied up as a part of this investigation, a deadly shooting investigation. Then you have the second location here at the gas station where bullets fly. Investigators say the manhunt is on now. The manhunt on for these three gunmen who, as one witness said, turned into hitmen, almost execution style. Listen to the lieutenant.
They gassed up their vehicle, and as they were getting into their vehicle, a white car approached from the alley. Three men got out of that car. They were in all dark clothing. They approached, fired numerous shots, and then left in that white car going eastbound in the alley north of Beverly. It does appear that we don't see any kind of argument or anything go on beforehand, so clearly these men came here with a mission in mind.
Now you're looking live. The mission in mind is gunfire targeting that black SUV, the rapper inside apparently. Still this area, they're still questioning a few people over there. Investigators want to make sure that there wasn't gunfire back and forth. Doesn't appear to be the case, but to give you an idea, shots rang out there and right across the street, the Beverly Center. Imagine that, 5:30 in the afternoon. Incredibly, no one else hit by the gunfire. You saw all the rounds that are filed. So at this late hour, we've got three gunmen on the loose. We've got a white vehicle that's the target of the manhunt and a man who has died in that black SUV tied to the rapper who's from the Atlanta area. For now, we are live here in the Hollywood area, Atlanta.
Police say shot at a Savannah rapper, killing a member of his entourage. It happened in Los Angeles, and cameras captured the aftermath. Shots fired, a fight taken to the streets, and this chaotic scene, the ending of a shooting that started in Los Angeles, California. Sheriff's deputies pulling out a man who had been shot in an SUV. Savannah rapper Quando Rondo, a passenger in that car, frantic at the sight. It all started at this mobile gas station at 5:30 Friday evening. LAPD says witnesses heard multiple gunshots, then watched a couple cars zoom off. Three people in one car shot at this black Cadillac Escalade. It's unclear if those inside shot back. It ended at Santa Monica Boulevard. Deputies found it peppered with bullet holes and a shattered window. One man inside, a member of Rondo's entourage, had been shot. The 23-year-old was taken to the hospital where he died. A scene left with remnants of the fight, shoes left in the street, doors flung open. The suspects still on the run. We still don't know what spurred it all, but LAPD says it started at a gas pump.
Victim vehicle, they pulled up. They were pumping gas, and it looks like they probably finished pumping gas, and the suspects approached from the alley, got out of the car, and started shooting at those victims.
Investigators are still trying to piece together details, but they're looking for a white four-door sedan with suspects wearing dark clothing.
Police helicopters overhead, so we knew something was up.
People in the neighborhood shocked by the news.
Disappointed. There have been a lot of incidents in the past couple years. It does seem that things have been happening more often on Melrose, between Fairfax and Melrose and around here.
Chicago rapper Lil Durk is facing new charges in a murder for hire plot.
I decided I had to finish, but the media called me a menace.
Lil Durk, whose real name is Dirk Banks, is facing 2 additional felony charges, including conspiracy. He's accused of conspiring with others to murder a rival rapper in Los Angeles in 2022, but the shooters missed their intended target and killed someone else. 5 other people are also facing charges, 4 of whom are from the Chicago area.
Lately I just wanna show up and body some. Always been a little mathematician. Lately this cash I'm getting got me losing count of these bags. I've been moving too fast. Hard times don't last. Remember when cops are rats talking out too fast. Boy, you ain't with a badge. All my life, they been trying to keep me down. All this time, never thought I'd be.
Hire plot. The Chicago native, whose real name is Dirk Banks, was arrested in Florida by the U.S. Marshal Service. The 32-year-old's arrest comes as 5 other people in Chicago were arrested in connection with the investigation. According to the complaint, Banks and his co-conspirators allegedly worked together to, quote, track, stalk, and attempt to murder a target at a Los Angeles gas station, firing at least 18 rounds into the person's vehicle, striking and killing a passenger in the car. Banks made his first court appearance this afternoon in Miami. Banks' lawyer asked for privacy after leaving court, telling ABC, quote, "We will not be commenting at this time." I want to bring in ABC News contributor and Sirius XM radio host Mike Muse and ABC News contributor and criminal defense attorney Shauna Lloyd for more on all of this. And Shauna, I want to start with you on this. The charges against these men include conspiracy to commit murder for hire and use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in a death. The most serious charge carries up to the death penalty if convicted. I know it's early, but how do you see this playing out?
You know, Alex, this is a very serious charge. Conspiracy is one of those charges that all it takes is voluntary knowledge. So as long as you had any conversation with two or more about something, a plan to further this plot for hire, and it resulted in a death, you are looking at those either life imprisonment and up to the death penalty. So it does not take a lot to be convicted of conspiracy charges. Now, they do have to show that he was voluntarily a part of this conspiracy, and they're going to have to show that he knew what the end goal of the conspiracy is. And so that's the burden. But conspiracy does not take as much as other charges. So this is a very serious crime.
Mike, one of the things that strikes me about this is Dirk has long touted himself as the voice, especially from Chicago. He's noted his connection to the trenches, but also he's had a kind of a stellar 2024, appearing on some hit TV shows and new music on the way. He just celebrated a birthday. So I'm curious. How is the music and entertainment world processing this news? That had to be a huge shock.
Yeah, it was very much a huge shock, and particularly coming off the Grammys when he had the song All My Life with J. Cole, which is pretty much one of his biggest singles that he's had to date, that had incredible commercial success. Lil Durk is part of what is called the drill movement in Chicago, and so every region in the United States has a different sound when it comes to hip-hop. And so Lil Durk was really at the forefront of the drill music, which is controversial. It is very rooted in gang culture. I don't think any of us involved in the music industry, entertainment industry, realized that Lil Durk would actually have the capability to send out and put out a hit. This was a retaliation to another popular rapper in the drill genre of music, King Von. And so this was to enact revenge against the murder of King Von. What this goes to, though, Alex, is a larger conversation that we need to be having in America is how do we address gang culture, and then how do we address the violence that precipitates within particular urban communities. Every time we have a death or a murder such as this is when we need to be thinking about gun reform, gun legislation, and how much guns are on the streets, in particular within Chicago, which has a complicated dynamic with guns because of the bordering states that they have in terms of how the other states that surround Illinois have very loose gun restriction laws in the way that guns can flow into cities like Chicago. And so I think moments like this gives us an opportunity to address how are we going to tackle the growing issue of violence within our cities, how are we going to tackle gun violence and gun reform, and then how are we going to tackle the gang culture that exists in our major cities.
Well, and Shauna, one more here, because you mentioned conspiracy earlier. How might prosecutors be looking at this OTF group that Dirk was a part of? Are we going to see some repeats of what happened in the YS, or what's happening in the YSL case?
Well, this one's going to be a little different because even when we look at the indictment, they already have text messages, which tends to lead me to the information that there may have been an informant because they got this information very quickly. Let's remember these arrests just happened, so they would have had to get these phone records. So if they have a direct source, we're going to see this move a lot more quickly. It cites text messages and phone calls where we can see the exact communications. So they have direct evidence already that's going to move this a lot more quickly than what we see in the YSL trial.
Gotcha. Okay. Mike Muse and Shauna Lloyd, thank you both.
Legal trouble tonight, charged in a murder-for-hire plot against another rapper.
Our Jermon Terry spoke to a local DJ who helped Lil Durk get his start and has new reaction to these serious allegations, Jermon.
Joe and Erica, Lil Durk is considered a rap superstar in the music world, yet tonight his star is dimmed with these federal charges hanging not only his career, but his freedom. The Chicago native is accused of hiring multiple people to carry out a murder for retaliation of another Chicago rapper's death.
Despite winning a Grammy, Inglewood native Lil Durk, whose legal name is Dirk Devontae Banks, finds himself in the biggest show of his life. Federal prosecutors say Durk orchestrated a murder-for-hire plot. Court records show Durk put a bounty out for the death of rapper Quando Rondo. Prosecutors say the murder scheme came 2 years after someone killed Chicago rapper King Von, who was part of the Only the Family crew, or OTF, founded by Durk. Court documents say OTF went to Los Angeles to track, stalk, and attempt to murder Rondo at a gas station, where this video image shows 3 shooters fired 18 rounds, yet they missed the intended target. Devastating. Chicago radio personality Sean Dell of Raw TV Radio on Power 92 reacts to the charges of the young man he's known well before the stardom. Sean Dell was one of the first to play Durk on Chicago airwaves more than a decade ago.
He was very cool, down-to-earth, humble, appreciative of the opportunity to even just be on radio.
He adds it's tough to now see Durk go from selling out the United Center this past Sunday to only 5 days later getting booked on a murder-to-hire plot.
It's definitely a leap off the Willis Tower. It's a real fall. It's a real blow.
I decided I had to finish, but the media called me a menace. Chicago embraced Durk from his community service and charitable donations. He even contributed $150,000 to Mayor Brandon Johnson's campaign.
Right now, we have allegations, right, that he has not been tried.
Yet Durk is named in the civil suit of rapper FBG Duck. He was murdered in the Gold Coast while shopping. His suit accuses the same OTF crew Durk led as being the mastermind in this murder. Durk's 6 label mates and friends were all convicted.
Now, the feds say Durk was trying to leave the country when he was arrested in Miami. He will be extradited back to California where those charges stem. Joe and Erica.
All right, Jermon, thank you.